How do you test to know that your song sound good on every speaker? Well, have you ever did a mix before on BandLab, just like I've done, and it sounds good on the BandLab, it sounds good on your phone, it sounds good on your PC, it sounds good on your speaker, but you take it to a car speaker, you take it to a concert hall, and you play it, and something else happens. So, what was the issue? Well, the issue was actually that the song wasn't mid-range focused. Like you didn't focus on the mid-range or having good sound on the mid-range. And there's a very simple formula right here I'm going to be telling you about on how you can check this. Well, back in the 80s, we have what we call the NS10 trick. The NS10 speakers. Some producers have that speaker right in their studio, but for many of us, we don't have that speaker. So we're gonna use a simple trick called the NS10 trick to understand how a song sounds or translate to every other speaker. So real quick right here, I'm gonna be checking it right now. Okay. Now this song is owned by Stumsy, and right here I'm gonna go to my equalizer, and we're gonna check how this song will translate on every speaker. You can see that that song sounds good at the mid-range, and that song is mid-range focus. And I'm not saying that this song won't have high ends or low ends. It's gonna have it, but when your song sounds good on the mid-range, that means your song can sound good on every speaker. So let's check this out on one of my upcoming songs in industry sounds.
200 dollars per sale. Money flip also what's called.
So, what are we gonna do right now since we know that the mid range is the soul of our music? So, what are we going to do for us to get good mid range music? Well, the truth is that we should focus on our mid range, especially when mixing our vocals, when mixing our instrumentals. So, what you want to do is actually whenever what I do is this whenever I'm approaching any music, once I input my graphic EQ, I normally remove below I remove a whole of 100 hertz, and I remove around 6.4k since the mid range is around 200 hertz to 4k. So based on that, I work on that first until it sounds good, and after it sounds good, if the instrumental or the vocal or whatever you're working on needs a high end, you can now start bringing up the high end. But first you need to make sure that you sound good on your mid range first before you start um focusing on the high and the low end of love this. So whenever you finish making your mix and mastering your mix, I want you to do an equalizer check. You can do this on BandLab by just importing the song and using your graphic EQ to check if the mid range uh, is actually booming, is actually making sense. And if the song is good at the mid range, I promise you, going through any speaker in the world, going through any place, your song is gonna sound good. So we see you again. Peace.